Hello everyone, today's deck is going to be a little bit of an experiment. You see, I was just out for a walk, and while walking I got thinking, why aren't dinosaurs a thing in Standard? I've tried dinosaurs many times before over the last 2-3 months, and they never seem to take. Well, while out walking this time, I started thinking, is Badgermole Cub the secret sauce that dinosaurs have been missing? Badgermole Cub enables anything. Why can't it make dinosaurs work? So that's what I'm going to try out in today's video. Before I talk a little bit about the deck, I have to ask you to continue to help support the channel. Sub up if you can, and leave a comment down below. Tell me which tribe you wish could be a thing in Standard. I do love my tribal decks. So what's going on with dinosaurs? Well, it's simple. We have a lot of really good dinosaurs in Standard. It's actually kind of crazy how good the dinosaurs are right now. Most of them, however, are pretty expensive. 3 CMC dinosaurs give us the Pugnacious Hammerskull. It's a 6/6 with nothing else on it, but it's a 3 mana 6/6. Then we have the Regal Imperosaur. 3 mana, 5/4. Other dinosaurs get +1/+1. That's a sweet lord. Now, what I'm thinking about these two dinosaurs is that they got pretty big booties, 4 toughness and 6 toughness. And if they start pumping each other up, they get even bigger. Well, a lot of removal in the format is damage based right now because of the lessons decks, and we might actually be able to outpace some of their removal. We are also playing 4 copies of Palani's Hatcher. This is actually an insane lord. 5 mana, 5/3. Other dinosaurs you control have haste, and it creates 2 eggs, which we can then break to make 3/3 dinosaurs. Then on the very top end, we are playing 2 copies of Vaultborn Tyrant. This is the card that I'm actually really not sure about in the deck, but I am going to try it out because it does give us some card draw. If it's on the field, we can ramp it out nice and early. Then we start slamming down Imperosaurs and Hammerskulls, and we can start drawing some cards. However, if it's not working out in these videos, this one might get switched out quite quickly. And then, of course, we are playing 2 copies rather of Ghalta Primal Hunger. This thing is going to be a little bit cheaper once we get more stuff on the field. The goal is to be able to put Ghalta onto the field for 2 green mana while we have a Hatcher on the field and get that hasty attack. We're also going to enable all of this with the Badgermole Cub, of course, and to use the Badgermole Cub, of course, we have the Gene Pollinator and we have the Llanowar Elves. For removal in the deck, we are playing 4 copies of Triumphant Chomp. This is at least going to do 2 damage, so it's good at killing our opponent's Badgermole Cubs. And if we have a dinosaur on the field, it can actually do a lot more damage to an individual creature. Unfortunately, sorcery speed, so a little bit sketchy there, but we're going to try it out because it is thematic. And then we are playing 3 copies of Hunter's Talon, also going to deal damage. It's not a fight spell, it's a bite spell. It is going to deal damage equal to one of our creatures' power to a target creature that we don't control. And then level 2 is going to be pretty important because this can give our creatures trample. One thing that holds back the dinosaurs, which is insane, is that the Hammerskull and the Imperosaur don't have trample. So although they are attacking in for a lot of power, they can get chump blocked by 1/1s. We need a way of giving them trample. That's where Hunter's Talent is going to come in. And then the last interesting card in the deck is the Skull Spore Nexus. This thing's expensive, however, it's going to cost X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So if we get a Pugnacious Hammerskull out on turn 2, potentially, we can actually slam a very quick Skull Spore Nexus. This thing's going to be good because it's going to give us a little bit of protection against board wipes or just spot removal, and then it also has the ability to double one of our creatures' power until the end of turn for just 2 mana. Double target creature's power until the end of turn for 2 mana. Mouthful to say. So that's what's going on with the deck. I'm just kind of having fun today. I kind of got myself into a little bit of a fun mood and was interested in playing something off meta, something unexpected, something just for fun. Let's hope that the games go that way. See you over there. All right, Earthbending Master is up first for game number 1. We're going to see if we can get frisky with some dinosaurs. And hey, this is an okay looking hand. We get to go first. We get our Gruul Forest, by the way. I am rocking some pretty cool lands. Oh, no, 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 opponent. No, don't do that. Don't go down to 0 cards. Come on, man. It was such a good hand. I don't want to win this way. I'm going to leave that last game in because I know that opening hand was absolutely cracked. And I know I'm not going to find another hand that's that good again. You know what? It's pretty close. Let's throw away that and then try our best to get up to a Vaultborn Tyrant. Could you imagine getting out an early Vaultborn Tyrant? All right, let's see. Both of us are speed racing, but I am on the play. Okay, so I could just slam the Regal Imperasaur. Let's say I tap. I'm going to have 2 mana open. So is it actually better just to throw down? Yeah, let's just throw down the big boy. Let's throw that down. Next turn, if we end up drawing a land, I think I can Badgermole Cub and also play out the other Regal Imperasaur. So we'll see if this ends up working out for us. They have 2 extra mana open. They have a Pollinator, and that's it. They don't find it. Unfortunately, we got to go this way, but it's okay. I mean, having another Badgermole Cub on the field is not the worst situation to be in. So we are now up to... We are actually up to enough mana to cast the Vaultborn next turn because we have 9 mana available to us. However, if they slam an Ouroboride now, we might be in trouble. I don't think these awesome dinosaurs can actually keep up with an Ouroboride, which is... let alone 2 Ouroboride. This is how absolutely cracked Standard is right now. That I can put down this absolute beast of a card and still not actually have... I can play a Vaultborn Tyrant and a Regal Imperasaur on the same turn, and I'm still behind my opponent because they slammed an Ouroboride. Ouroboride cannot be trifled with. This thing is absolutely out of control, let alone 2 of them. Next turn, our opponent... Can you look how awesome my turn... I think this is a turn 4 for us, right? It's so awesome, and yet we are cooked because the opponent just had a slightly more awesome thing. However, I'm not giving up hope. If we end up getting the Hatcher off the top, we could maybe do something pretty cool. I don't know how the opponent's going to be attacking. They do have to go through 24 life, and we do have the Vaultborn Tyrant that can die, and it's going to return. Okay, opponent pump. Oh, they... Of course, they put the Quantum Riddler out as a real thing, and it's just so disappointing. Let's give them the old sad face. And we scoop it up. Standard's stupid. What is this format? Okay. I think we have to theory craft what a 2025 good dinosaur would actually look like. I think a 2025 good dinosaur would have to be like 3 mana. No, let's make it 4 mana. Let's not get too crazy. 4 mana, 8/8. When it enters, create 2 3/3 dinosaurs. And give the 8/8 trample. Then, just then, we could possibly keep up with how crazy things are in this standard. Okay, we're in another spot. So already what I'm noticing is that it's weird. Do I want to put out the Hammerskull or do I want to put out the Badgermole Cub and ramp? I think yeah, let's do the ramp plan. So it doesn't matter how we do this. Badgermole Cub out and then attack in with the Llanowar. I could do the Hunter's Talent, but I don't think it's worth it. I think the argument could be made to put out the Hammerskull to have a 3/3 on the field, but maybe not. What is the opponent up to? They got rid of an Azula from this Surveil, and they've land a Charming Prince. How interesting. Okay, well, we're putting that on dinosaurs. We can't do everything, but we can put out a lot of things, and we can actually lead into a Vaultborn Tyrant on the following turn, and I think probably that's what we're going to do. So, Hunter's Talent, let's blast the Charming Prince, get in with our Badgermole Cub, and barring a board wipe, I think we're going to be okay. this Pugnacious Hammerskull is going to be able to attack in next turn. Okay, that's actually not the worst thing. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 mana. I think we're just putting the big boy onto the field. Drawing a card. That's going to be pretty good for the following turn. So if they are not able to remove some of this stuff, we can put out the Hatcher and the Hammerskull and attack in probably for lethal. Darn near lethal, I think. Okay. How much mana? I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 mana. Okay. I don't think it really matters if I put this out tapped or untapped. We will use the Cavern of Souls, so this guarantees hits the field. Draw a card. They seem to have some kind of removal. I think it's okay to put out... Let's just put out this one. We'll save one of these Llanowar Elves. We can actually level this up. I think, why not level it up? Yeah, we'll give something trampled just in case they decide to flash something in. Aang's Swift Savior is not going to be good enough here. I mean, that's pretty good. But we do get to attack with a 7/6, take them down to 8, and now they have to deal with this board. We can put out the Hatcher next turn, draw more cards. We still have a ton of mana, upwards of 10 mana next turn. And we can chomp something as well. This is what Dinosaurs wants to be doing. So as long as we're not getting run over by opponents doing Ouroboride stuff, maybe Dinosaurs actually have a place. That seemed like a pretty good performance, all enabled thanks to the most busted card they printed in Avatar. I think I have to say it. That last game was pretty good. Are dinosaurs real? Are dinosaurs real? It's one of my favorite things to hear. Are dinosaurs real? They're not real in this hand, though. This hand is something that we would keep circa 2016, I think. Oh, you got your removal in your turn 3. It's no problem. That's pretty good, right? Okay, it's not too bad. Actually, it's actually horrible. But I think I will try to keep it. The reason it's horrible is I don't have green mana unless I choose to put this out on Badger. Opponent, double Leyline of Hope. And they kept creatures. I kind of wish I had a bite right now. Okay, we're going to go out with the Verge, and we're going to hope that we don't have to put the Cavern of Souls out on Mole. No, they're going to gain so much life, and these Leyline of Hopes are going to make everything so strong. And then now, unfortunately, I do have to go on Mole. Oh, it hurts my soul. Okay, that's fine. You know what, though? Now we can actually produce green mana. This is going to be producing a green and a red. And that is going to give them the double pump. Our opponent is now cracked. They have a 5/5 and a 5/6. I can't do anything about this. I'm getting my face pounded in. And I don't know what to do now. The only thing we can... the mana base is so bad. So I can put out... I think we just lose, right? We'll put out the Hammerskull because the Hammerskull is actually going to be a pretty good blocker against the Sanctifier and the Vanguard. They can still get in for 5 in the air. They're now up to 39 life. We are on life support. We need... I can get rid of the Lurker Bat next turn. So if they've drawn very poorly, if those 2 cards in their hand, which kind of seem that way, are dead cards, we might be okay. Now, I still... Oh, this is good. Badgermole Cup, I can actually cast this out. Right? Yep. We're building green mana the hardest way possible. And then this gives us actually enough to cast the Hunter's Talent to blast the Lurker Bat. And we can put out the Llanowar Elf. Did I turn the corner here? Is the corner being turned? Maybe they're completely... No. I'm going to lose to a Healer's Hawk. I don't want this. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. I can finally start putting things onto the field, but it's futile against the god that is the Healer's Hawk. This is a sweet board. Look at this board. Oh, I can attack with the 7/7, but it doesn't do anything because I'm gonna lose to the 5/5 in the air. It's not fair. I don't have any reach. I don't. He's got a long neck. Why can't he reach? Sheltered by Ghost. Of course, they found a good card. So it goes to show you that anything can win. 2 mana and a lot of hope can get you there. What's going on with this video? This is gonna be a trash video. Next one. I'm having fun. That last game, it was probably on me. I did keep very bad mana. Had I been able to start attacking in a little bit more confidently earlier, maybe things would have gone a little bit better. Okay, so we have that. I kind of want to try it, so I think I'm going to throw away the Hunter's Talent. That way, maybe depending on what they're okay, they're playing Sephiroth. So Sephiroth. I got a comment, somebody commenting on how I say Sephiroth with an F. Sephiroth. Leave me alone. All right. I think we're going to play towards this Skullport Nexus. However, it's not super great because I don't have a way of giving my creatures trample yet. We need to get towards that, hopefully at some point in the future. And this Servondum can actually be quite an annoyance. It can destroy any non-land permanent, so it can actually kill the Skull Spore Nexus at some point. That's interesting. They're very desperate to get this Surveil, I suppose. They can still get in with the Snarling, or they can still get in with both, actually, if they really wanted to. And we grab the Chomp. The Chomp is pretty big for us. So let's see what we can do with our mana base. If I pay 2 life here, this is going to give me enough mana to put out the Nexus. Yeah, we'll do it. I think it's fine. I have 4 mana open. I could put out the Nexus now, or I could just go with blasting the Servondum and put out the Regal Imperasaur, which I think is probably going to be the better choice, right? Yeah, so let's do that. Servondum down before it gets up to a threatening spot, and then I could put this out, but you know what? I think we put out the threat. We attack in with a 7/7 Pugnacious Hammerskull. If they want to put the Gorehound in front of it, they can do that, but I think they're really valuing that Surveil 1. That was really weird of them to do Servondum, to kill the Servondum to Legend Rule it. I'm not really sure the motivation behind that. There's our Sephiroth. Sephiroth plus Forsaken Miner, such a good little combination here. And I do have to be careful with with my life total. These decks, these Aristocrats decks can do a surprising amount of damage kind of out of nowhere. Land is not good. I'm not going to show the opponent the land, but I will put out the Skull Spore Nexus, and I am going to attack in with both of these. If they end up letting something through, which they might, they're dead. They do have to block. Okay. Well, I'm still going to double up the power on the Regal Imperasaur. Take them down to 5. And now they're in kind of a precarious position. I can block pretty freely with this Stomping Ground, I think. I don't really mind. Okay. Hang on a second. Hang on. Emergency. We desperately need the Hunter's Talent now. It might be like the only card that saves me. Yeah. Sephiroth is getting frisky. Why not get in with the Forsaken Miner as well? Oh, okay. If you're just going to sacrifice it, fine. Do they have the mana for it? They don't. What am I going to draw off the top? And does it matter for me to have as much mana. Do I need... Can I take 3 damage is what I'm asking here. And I think the answer might be... It's fine. Okay, I need a draw. Give me a draw. I need a Hatcher. That's okay. It's not the best card, but it's okay. We will put out the other land. That's onto the field now. And I suppose... Do I just swing all out? They can block with everything. We're not really dead on the backswing. Is there any point in me swinging in with these 3, though? I think it's better just to keep blockers back. And then, of course, the Skull Spore Nexus if I need to pump something up. So, unfortunately, they are going to be able to kill something with the Servandum. Probably they kill the Hammerskull. I don't know. What do you go after? Do you go after the Nexus or do you go after the Hammerskull? Okay. That's fine. Bye-bye, Hammerskull. They get a 1/1, which is annoying. And maybe just because I can't get Trample in this deck, it's actually going to do me in. Little unfortunate here. Thankfully, this skeleton's not coming back. Oh, yeah, we do get... I could have had a 2020. I should have... I knew that was going to happen. That's why you put in the Skull Spore Nexus, because it says whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus dinosaur creature token with base power and toughness equal to that creature's total power. If I had used the Skull Spore to pump up the creature that was about to die, I could have had a 2020. Okay, we still need Hunter's Talent is going to be the absolute best draw off the top. The opponent putting a lot of pressure on me. I'm now down to 3. And if I kill anything, I'm going to get hit by another 1 in the air. I'm down to 2. If I block the Sephiroth, I'm down to 1. If they attacked all out there, was I dead? Maybe? Okay, Hunter's Talent is the only thing that gets me there, I think. Dang. Dang. So I can't attack in because if I attack, I die. The Sephiroth triggers kill me. Okay, pass it. That sucks. What are we doing here? This is... Oh, it's so frustrating when you have such an awesome board, but... And this is the thing with WotC's design. They love just like stacking so many amazing keywords onto creatures that they just have like a weird love for. And then you get, you know, your dinosaurs that don't have trample. Dinosaur, trample. 100% of the time when you're designing that card, WotC, just do it. Just put trample on every single dinosaur. So frustrating when you see such lopsided design. Oh, okay. So we get our turn to Hammerskull, and then we can maybe find a way to attack in with it, maybe get out this Hatcher. We've been missing the Hatcher. Unfortunately, the one game that it did come out, it immediately got bounced. I gotta see these dinosaurs do something cool. What else am I doing here? Why did I spend rare wild cards on these dinosaurs a couple of months ago if I can't use them? All right. Lead off, Llanowar Elf. Next turn, 3 mana. Our mana is fine this time. We actually have green mana, which is insane that one game that we didn't have green mana when you consider what's in this deck. It's almost all green. Most of the sources are green sources. And we are against Orzhov this time, meaning spot removal. I was pretty impressed with the Skull Spore thing in the last game. I think it is good. However, I put it in the deck mostly to fight against board wipes. And I think if... I don't know. The fact that I don't have trample built in on a lot of things really makes me want to lean towards just putting more trample in on the deck somewhere. Huh. Okay, well, we don't want any more lands, please. I don't really want my Hammerskull to get stunned this turn, so I think I'm just going to put the Gene Pollinator out and attack in for 1 with the Llanowar Elf. They don't have anything right now. Next turn, we can put the Hatcher out and actually attack with a pretty good board. But what are they up to? They have 3 mana available to them. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, we can get it down. We have to tap our Hammerskull, unfortunately, but at least we get that on the field, and now I can attack in with the 3/3s rather. I should have sent the egg. Too bad. And now we do have a little bit of removal. Our hand is completely empty, and if they have a board wipe, then we are in trouble. But they don't. They have that. How much damage is this going to be? Is this... I may as well do it this way. Like, level this up. It's 1 damage here, or it's 1 damage here. It doesn't really matter. And we get another 3/3. We get to attack. And I don't know how much damage this actually is, but is it 16? Is it exactly 16? No, it's a little bit more than 16. Okay. So, as long as our opponents don't run us over, we can win. I got a few more in me. I'm having fun with dinosaurs. This time against the virtuous 2446096137. What a name. Opponent goes first, but we do have our turn 2 Imperosaur. And now we have a little bit of removal in the form of that. And we have our trample, which we'll definitely need with these boys. Town Greeter, uh-oh. So we don't have a plan against Kavaro. We're a little bit dead against the Kavaros of the world, and they have put a Terror of the Peaks into the graveyard. There's their bookworm, so they can dig, but they don't have a land. Okay, let's see if we can take advantage of that. Really cool backs. I don't know if I've ever seen those before. Okay, okay, how much mana do we have? We have potentially 4 mana or 3 mana if I don't want to put out the thing here. But I think what I do is I go red, pay the 2 life. I'm going to Hunter's Talent away the Bookworm, and then play out the Llanowar Elf. Is that what we're doing here? Yeah, I think that's fine. Make sure that they can't do a whole bunch of looting. Get in with our Imperosaur. I think they block with the Town Greeter. Why wouldn't you? I guess I didn't... Yeah, I should have put out the Ridge line. That was dumb. I was looking at the mana, but I wasn't actually thinking critically about what I was doing with my mana. And there's the Esper Origins. So next turn we can actually get in with a pretty good attack here. But... Oh... All right. So if they have the Kavaro in hand, we die. It's just the way it's going to be. We may as well go as ham as we possibly can. Slam in for as much damage. Make them have the turn 5 Kavaro. They need an untapped land and the Kavaro in hand. There's the untapped land. Oh! Okay. I thought for sure it was going to be a Kavaro there, and we just get lucky. So we did put enough pressure on them without the Badgermole Cub. I'm wondering, the Badgermole Cub has felt a little bit awkward in ways, but it also is very powerful. I don't know. I'm going to keep playing. Golfer 1 is going to be our 8th opponent. Kind of 9th opponent, because I did have that weird... No, hang on. Am I miscounting? No, this is my official 7th game. Get to go first. We don't have the turn 1 mana dork, but what we do have is a turn 2 Badgermole Cub. So maybe we can make something work here. We also have our 3-of-a-kind Imperosaurs. There's our Gene Pollinator coming a little bit late. That's okay. We will animate the forest. They give us the nice... And I don't know what that means. They're annoyed, maybe seeing too many Badgermole Cubs on the ladder. Okay, a Momo for the opponent. What does that... Oh, no. Oh, no. Are we going to run into a Clarion Conqueror? I have a feeling I'm going to get hit by a Clarion Conqueror. So what we're going to do this turn is definitely put the Gene Pollinator and a Pugnacious Hammerskull onto the field. Opponent, yes, I am playing Badgermole Cub, but I am playing fun Badgermole Cubs. Don't judge me. It's a Hammerskull. Look how cute it is. Next turn, if we end up getting hit by the Clarion Conqueror, it's going to make things very awkward because I'm going to be down to 2 mana. I have seen decks with Momo playing the Clarion Conqueror. In fact, I did it very recently. Please don't have it. Okay. An Exemplar of Light. interesting from the opponent. I really would love to take that off the field. Give me a Hunter's Talent. Nope. So put that onto the field. Let's get this fella out. Let's get this other fella out. We're going to tap this boy over here. It's fine. And we get to attack in with a pretty good Hammerskull. That's an 8/8. What are you going to do about that? Oh, poor Momo. Momo down. Angels is an interesting tribe, I think. They did get the Momo. Momo's not an angel, but it is discounting all of their flyers. So it could be a kind of a cool card to add to these decks. Okay, what would I like to see? I would like to see a Nexus off the top. Ghalta, where have you been? Or Hatcher. Hatcher's always probably the best card off the top. They get in with the light. Okie dokie, opponent. Okay, so let's. How much mana we have? It's tapping mana in a weird way, so I think I'll do it this way. Sure. We are gonna chomp. Hang on. If I chomp on one of these blockers, then they can only block this. This is going to be 14, 15, 16, 17. Not quite lethal. So let's remove the Exemplar of Light because it's a scarier card. And with that, then we just go full on. There's no reason to send those guys in either. Okay, it's enough pressure. Poor Angels. Dinosaurs, superior tribe to the... Yes, to the Angels. Actually having some fun here. Imagine that, having fun playing Magic the Gathering. I decided to play an 8th game. I'm not done here yet. We get to go first. We get to do a turn to Reggie over here. Not Regal. Regisaur. Man, do you guys remember Regisaur? Regisaur Alpha. That original Ixalan. That was the time. That was a magic time. That was such a good time. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna pull it over here. I know I have it set up over beside me for my EDH. I won a store championship. Oh, I hope the green screen doesn't mess it up, but I got my championship Ixalan thing here, and very proud of that. Of course, it's a whole lot of fun. What do they have? Nothing? Okay, let's put out a Pugnacious Hammerskull. It's uncounterable. But yeah, Ixalan, that time was good. The Regisaur was such a cool card. I loved playing it. What are you going to do, opponent? They probably have a Shoot the Sheriff. Our poor dinosaurs are not outlaws, notably. But yeah, I really want dinosaurs to be strong. The dinosaurs are so close. So close. This is a great Lord. It lands. Let's load the field up. Let's go. Okay. They diverted the disaster of a Llanowar elf. That's interesting. Oh, no. Shoot the Sheriff. Don't do that. All right. Well, I guess... I don't know if this is worth it to do. What I'm doing is... putting this out because I think eventually what I'm going to do is level it up to level 3. We haven't seen it at level 3 yet. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. We are obviously behind the ball as far as cards go. So if we do get a chance... Ooh, okay, opponent. Okay. Yeah, let's put this out for some damage. We're going to draw an extra card. We're also going to get in for 7. You're down to 2. Yes! One more. We take out Mill. Look at that. We found our stride. We're climbing the ladder with dinosaurs. How interesting. All right, so the Gruul Dinosaurs found its place near the end. We ended up losing 3 games. We won 5 games, surprisingly. And yeah, it didn't feel too bad. The times that we... didn't really do the thing is when we were getting outpaced by people doing, let's be fair, that Badgermole Cub Ouroboride, they had 2 Ouroboride that turn. It was just like a god draw by them. Had they been ever so slightly slower, I think we could have run them over. A little unfortunate, we didn't see Ghalta once. A a little bit of a shame. We did see the Vaultborn Tyrant, and it did come out at a reasonable pace, and I think it is powerful enough to keep it in the deck. I really did like it. The Skull Spore Nexus might be more of a sideboard card. Of course, we are playing best of one, but if we take this into a best of three, we bring in the Nexus when we're against heavy removal opponents. It's not really that great, as we saw in the Aristocrats matchup, because it's not really doing anything. Who cares if we can turn our Pugnacious Hammerskull into a 2020 or whatever it would be, if it's just going to get chump blocked by a thing that's going to make a 1/1 insect when it dies. It actually makes things worse for us in the end. Triumphant Chomp, I'm going to keep it in the deck because it's a dinosaur card. Look at this card. You have to play this card if you're playing dinosaurs. And I did like the Hunter's Talent, but I would kind of want to go up to 4. The awkward thing about the deck is that, you know, there were times where I have the turn 1 Llanowar Elf, and then I'm debating whether or not I just want to go with 3 drops or with the 2 drops, because we don't have a 2-drop to complement the Badgermole Cub. So what it would be nice to do is put out a land, Llanowar Elf, and then we have the 3 mana. We put out the Badgermole Cub, we turn on the land that didn't get tapped, and then we have a 2 CMC Dinosaur to put out. And there is a very good 2 CMC Dinosaur in the format, but I decided not to put the Belligerent Yearling in the deck because it has 2 toughness. 2 toughness is so vulnerable right now, but with the Badgermole Cub, it kind of works really well as a nice turn 2 4 mana play, right? 2 mana for the Badgermole Cub, and then the next 2 mana with the Belligerent Yearling, however you say that name. Otherwise, it just feels a little bit awkward because then you're fighting over the 3 slot or whatever. Also, I wouldn't mind having a 4 CMC Dinosaur, but I'm not sure there are good ones. What do we got at 4 CMC for dinosaurs? The Hulkling is good, Hulking Raptor, but again, it's a 5/3/3 is not great, but it does have Ward 2. It also does ramp us. So maybe going 2 of them and then moving 2 of the Nexus into the sideboard, and maybe thinking about going best of 3 at some point, but maybe this might be a little bit of a better way of going about things, because I did find times where I wanted to use 4 mana rather than 3, and I couldn't quite get to 5. So I think I need to think a little bit more about how the mana base comes out with the Badgermole Cub ramping us, but that's for another time. If you have some suggestions, I would love to hear them. And if you've had any success with dinosaurs, do let me know. A little bit of a shame that the first few games didn't go super well, but I know the hardcore Abogy MTG fans have stuck around and they saw the deck perform very well near the end of the video. So, hey, yay for that. That's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more weird, off-meta, less try-hard stuff, and see if we can get some more tribal stuff going on. Maybe angels. Now that I'm thinking about it, there might be something there. Take care for now. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Sarang ipana, and bye-bye.